Welcome to Grill 27, a focus on the 2027 elections. And today we want to discuss with one of our candidates for the future about what their vision is for 2027. I am your host, Raymond Mado. Karibu Dan to Grill 27.
Thank you very much.
This is all about 2027. Now, what our audience wants to know, who is Dan Nyerere? Tell us more about yourself.
Like you heard, I am Daniel Mutisya Nyerere, a future aspiring MCA for Imara-Daima ward. Born and raised in Nairobi City, in the slums of Mukuru. Well, it was the larger Embakasi. I have enjoyed the benefits of going to school with bursaries during the days of Mwenje. I am a family man, a father. I'm a believer. I fellowship with the Redeemed Gospel Church, Liberty Christian Center in Balozi. I am a believer of leadership with actions. And this is what I seek from the electorate, to vote in leadership with actions that I bring on the table.
Great. Now, Dan, you've told us a little bit about yourself. What is your career? How do you make your money? Because in Kenya, making money is not necessarily the same as earning money. So what do you do for a living?
I started off as an hospitality person, as an hotelier, like you know. I've worked with the hotel industry before. Then later on joined the Redeemed Gospel Church head office to do ministry work, to help with the ministry work. Later on, I started business that I'm dealing with motor vehicles, selling of cars and buying and selling on behalf. I also deal with real estate, land,
Nice.
where the future of every young person is.
Nice.
Land.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Maybe on a lighter note, you said you grew up in the slums of Mukuru. And you know, when you're growing up amongst your peers, they name you a certain name. Ulikuwa na jina ya utani pale mtaani, walikuwa wanatukuita nani na kwa sababu gani?
Yeah, growing up I had a nickname, but I didn't really like it because I'm a lover of animals. So walikuwa wananiita wa madogi. And but later on with the leadership spirit that started from when I was young in school, that is from student leadership, I was given a name Kiongozi. And so every time I would pass by, my peers would call me Kiongozi. Kiongozi umekuja, Kiongozi umefika. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so I loved the Kiongozi better than the Madogi one.
You upgraded.
Yes, I upgraded.
What you just mentioned about being called Kiongozi has reminded me that in Kenya, once you hold a small post somewhere and you appear in public, people start calling you Mheshimiwa, Chairman, and many other names. And normally it's with an intention to get something out of you. Now that you are aspiring to be an MCA of Imara-Daima, do you mind being called Mheshimiwa or Chairman or mtu wetu, Kiongozi, and many other things?
I let me say I mind, and also at the same time I don't mind.
Yes.
Because leadership comes with its own weight. And there's a lot of expectation from people with the name that they give you and the person you present yourself out to be. Well, in Kenya it's different, because like you said, being called Kiongozi or Mheshimiwa means you have to give something little.
Yeah.
That name comes with a price.
You have to pay for the name.
You have to pay for the name, yeah.
Yes.
So, but for me, I want to discourage that from our electorate and our voters and our Kenyans, because putting a price on a leader's name is the reason why we have bad governance.
True.
Yes, because out of that name, whatever I give you, I will recover it.
Let's talk a bit about political leadership. On 25th of June 2024, there was a revolt, revolution, demos, picketing, whatever you want to call it. But there was a certain group of young Kenyans who were dissatisfied with the way the political establishment was running the country. They wanted action. They wanted things to happen. They were tired of this thing of being told, you are the leaders of tomorrow, yet the tomorrow was not coming. I just have a particular question.
The tomorrow is now.
Amen. On that particular day, where were you?
Well, on the 25th of June, it will surprise you to tell you that I was on the streets with the young generation. I'm a millennial.
Oh, really?
And we were backing up our Gen Z brothers who took the strength and they had the courage to go to the streets to say enough is enough for what our parents were not able to say. Because we were used to entertaining leaders and waiting for them to do everything for us. Reason being the bad governance and the many promises that were being given to the Kenyan electorate at that particular time. Things were not working. And so we needed a change. And so we had to come out and demand, to picket and demand for our rights, to demand for this service delivery, that we need to feel the tangible service delivery at the ground level. Ile tunasema hapa chini kwa ground. Tunataka kuisikia, tunataka kuiona.
Feel kwa ground.
Tunataka kuifeel kwa ground. So that's why we went to the streets.
Okay.
And it's something I am proud of, and every young person in this country is proud of, because we brought a change. We made our leaders to come out of the comfort zone of lies to the place of delivery. It has really not matured, but we are going to mature it even as we head towards the elections. Because these coming elections are elections to really remove the wheat from the chaff that needs to come in. The good leadership that we wanted, we will vote it in. And I want to be part of that good leadership that we were picketing for.
Oh, that's great. I was not thinking about going this direction. But let me ask, in light of what happened just recently in Sri Lanka and I think in Peru, where also the Gen Zs revolted and actually removed the leaders of those countries. If you look at what happened in Kenya vis-a-vis what happened in these two countries, what would you say lacked in the revolution that the Kenyan Gen Zs were carrying out, that they could not bring it to the full extent that they wanted?
We lacked proper leadership amongst the Gen Zs and the millennials. We didn't have, we were leader, they say leaderless. We were partyless. But we had unity.
Okay.
We didn't mind where you are, where you come from, what you do.
But did the unity have a specific objective?
The objective was to remove bad leaders from power, like Sri Lanka and the other countries that they did. But we didn't get there.
Okay.
And I think also what cropped in was fear
from
amongst the young people that were being shot dead. The many young people that got lost, that we have never gotten to know their whereabouts up to now. It brought in a little bit of fear to some parents, asking their children to pull back from the picketing and from the revolution, the Gen Z revolution. which really tainted the mission.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you said that the mission did not go through completely. But there has been this call among the youth, especially the Gen Zs, that we need younger leadership, young blood. What do you believe in? Do you believe that there needs to be a leadership that is a merger between the old and the young, or are you for the idea that we should have a purely young generation taking over and the older generation to go home and watch the young people lead?
Well, I'm not really so sure whether we need the old generation to go home and whether we need the whole of the young generation to come in. But like Senator Onyoka says, we need young people in the government. Take them only for 3 months in the school of government, train them how the government runs, and let them run the government. We cannot say we send the entire old generation of leaders home, because not all of them are bad. Not all of them are giving out bad governance. Old is wisdom.
Okay.
And we need the wisdom of the fathers that have gone ahead of us in terms of leadership. There is no way we can overlook that as a generation. Just the way as fatherhood is a baton passed from the father to the son and the son to the other son, we also need a baton to be passed on to the other generation. We see leaders that are killing the upcoming young generation of leaders for their own selfish ambitions. But I can say there are leaders who have stayed long in power for them to retire and say, well, it is time. I handed it over to the younger generation to serve. Because the service delivery of now is a different service delivery of the 1960s. And so we need a leadership that understands now. A leadership that knows things cannot continue being done the same way they've been done by our forefathers. We need to remove this colonial mentality of leadership. We need to remove this dictatorship type of leadership in our nation and bring about servant leadership, delivery of service, giving to the mwananchi what you have promised them, delivering service to be felt by the mwananchi at the lowest level, what the former president used to call the nyumba kumi. The nyumba kumi mwananchi needs to feel that their taxes are being given back to them by their leaders well, without any system of corruption. And that will help us to kill corruption, to remove leaders without integrity, and install in place leaders with integrity and leaders that can give service delivery to the mwananchi. This is what I bring. This is what we bring on the table as the new generation aspirant leaders. We want to say it is time, yes. We accept and we acknowledge that whatever an old man can see while seated, even when I climb the highest tree, I cannot see it, but the old man can help me see it while they are seated through their advice and guidance.
That's great. We've just spoken about young people coming in to take over or to blend into the old generation of leaders. But leadership, as you know, is not easy. And they say that absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yes.
And if you want to know a man, there are two things you can test them with: money and power. As young leaders, do you think you people, as the young generation, have the capacity to withstand the temptations of leadership, privileges, and all that goes with power?
Everything comes with a price, like we said, and everything comes heavy, differently. Yes, we can withstand the temptations of leadership and the power that brings and comes with leadership. This would mean that this young breed of leaders will have to live as per the code of conduct of leadership in our country. What will help us to be able to overcome this as a young generation leaders is when our young people know that I can't always live at MCA so and so, a member of parliament so and so's door, waiting to be given handouts for me to demolish other people's property and to do things that are not supposed to be done. We need to empower our young generation. The reason why all these temptations come in is because of every leader will tell you in this country there is the urge to give more to the mwananchi. And this is why you find leaders, when they are elected, they tend to leave. They vacate from their residences to the leafy places because they are avoiding mwananchi coming every morning at their door. And I feel for the MCAs, and I want to feel for myself even as I look forward for this, because I can imagine the number of people I can wake up every day and find them at my doorstep wanting help. Kiongozi, my child, school. And you see, the member of the county assembly has no kitty. The kitty is only to the governor and the member of parliament. And this is why one of the things that I really desire, one of the motions I really desire to sponsor both at the county level and the National Assembly is one that seeks to empower the member of the county assembly to have a kitty that can work for the mwananchi. Yeye ndiye ako ground, sisi ndio tuko ground, sisi ndio tunaelewa what ails the mwananchi. We are the link between the government and the mwananchi. We are the first people the mwananchi will get to before getting to the member of parliament.
When you mention that you, in the future, God willing, if you become MCA, you'd want to sponsor probably a bill so that they create a kitty for the MCA. What kind of kitty are you talking about? Because Kenya as it is now, the member of parliament has a bursary kitty, the governor has a bursary kitty, I don't know who else has a kitty. What that does...
Women rep has a kitty.
Exactly. What that does is that it draws all the resources from up coming down, but then it is not spread out evenly the way it should. So if every leader will want a kitty at whatever level they are, how sure are we that this thing will add value to the person on the ground?
We put it into perspective that there are roles that are assigned for every leader in our 2010 constitution. And the member of the county assembly, like for example, let me give you an example of my area, Embakasi South constituency, which is headed by a member of parliament. He has his own office, the CDF office. In that constituency alone, we have 5 wards. But the MP, I can assure you, is not able to distribute evenly the resources that he has from CDF to all the 5 wards. Because, trust you me, Imara-Daima will get maybe 5 million of bursaries and maybe 1 road. And then Pipeline Ward has 20 million bursary and 4 roads. Mukuru Kwaruben has 10 roads that need to be done and 60 million bursary, for example. Those are not really the real figures, but are just for examples. But I want you to imagine if we empowered the member of the county assembly, who is the link touch to the mwananchi, and put resources as per the ward clearly and give them resources to work. That is why you will not find people complaining, oh, we have seen Mheshimiwa MCA amepita hajafanya kitu, hakuna hata barabara amefanya. Why? Because this member of county assembly, every time he needs to go begging, he needs to create a rapport with the governor, with the member of parliament. And mind you, maybe he's not from the same party, because that is another disease and sickness we have in our country. Distributing resources as per the ruling party or as per the coalition. For example, I get in as an independent candidate, of which I am trusting. If I get in as an independent candidate, resources will be scarce for me.
Why?
Because those in power, those that got in with the bigger coalition and the bigger parties, will have the lion's share, what other people are calling shares.
Okay.
They would buy shares with the vote and the party they got in with. But if we give the county assembly members resources to be able to reach to the mwananchi, because what is there now, as per the law, the county assembly is to go to the mwananchi, get views, get what the mwananchi needs, service delivered to them, brings them at the county assembly. The committee sits down. The committee, talks about the one with the biggest voice or the loudest voice will win the day, and then you are left with your people. They say after 5 years they tell you never worked for them. Why? Because there were no resources.
Okay.
For me, I believe in empowering more the member of the county assembly than the member of parliament.
I want us to narrow down now to your candidature. Many people come up and say, I want to be this, I want to be that. You want to be MCA of Imara-Daima in Embakasi South in 2027. Why do you want to be MCA in Imara-Daima?
Well, in my plan and vision for the people of Imara-Daima, one, I want to see our young children go to school by the provision of the bursaries that are supposed to come in for the people of Imara-Daima. I want to make sure our drainages are well done. One of the biggest problems we have in Imara-Daima is our drainage. When it rains, like we are in the rainy seasons right now, the roads drainage system is really bad. Water gets into some people's homes. I want to make sure some of the feeder roads are well done through the help of the sitting governor through the county assembly by representing the needs of the people of Imara-Daima well at the committee level at the county assembly. I also want to make sure that there's women and youth empowerment to give skills, day-to-day skills to our youth of Embakasi South in Imara-Daima ward. One of the biggest problems we've really had is the issue of title deed and allotment of those properties, and people claiming to have their properties to have been grabbed from Kobil area going down to Embakasi Girls, and behind Embakasi Girls you realize that Kobil area is semi-slum, and Embakasi behind it is a slum area. That is also one of the things I really want to represent at the county level for the sake of the mwananchi and the larger landlord people in Embakasi Imara-Daima ward.